live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You'll find my show on here every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now, promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. I want to take a moment to direct you over to my website where you can catch all of my past shows of That Business Show, tampabayradio.com. Also, you'll be able to find all of my property listings because I also specialize in the sale of bank-owned properties. And again, you can find all of my properties and pre-listed properties over at tampabayradio.com. In studio today, we're going to be talking a little bit with Martha Viveros. She's a real estate broker. And also, we got expert contributor Jim McPeak of the McPeak Real Estate Firm in today as well, both business owners and entrepreneurs. So we're going to be doing a little real estate panel and also talking to them about how they opened up their own brokerages. And also in studio with me, the lovely co-host Stella Giudicelli. Stella, how are you doing today?
I'm awesome today. How are you, Jamie?
I'm doing great. How was the weekend? Anything exciting going on?
Well, yes. Had a lot of viewings with my clients, so I think we're going to put 3 offers in today. The market is pretty active. One of them actually is a foreclosure, $750,000. Which brings me back to the show that we had on Friday with Lee Carney.
Yeah, great show. Expert real estate investor Lee Kearney. I mean, this guy's bought and sold so many properties. And spinhouses.com for more information on that. In a great interview, you can catch up over at my website, tampabayradio.com, the prior interview.
It's really an interview worth to listening about auctions and foreclosures. And actually, I've been dealing personally with Lee, with my own money, invested with him, someone with lots of integrity and ethics. And I think he made the show really interesting. I loved his energy. But what my clients were saying is, really the banks have been liquidating their foreclosures of their books, for the last, 5 years?
This started really going on 2007, 2008. That's when the foreclosures really started to take off in our area and stuff. So, it's leveled off a lot. A lot of people think there's still a lot of that stuff in the market, but they really are only about 1 or 2% of the active inventory in Hillsborough County right now.
Right.
So
that was their question is, how much more foreclosure is there to becoming? Like, is it the end of it, or we still have for a few years?
No, it's my theory that the words short sale and foreclosure will be in the everyday real estate language until at least 2020 in our marketplace. I predicted that back in 2008 and 2009. Part of that has to do with the slow foreclosure process that we see in Florida, although it has sped up quite drastically over the last year, due in large part to Florida House Bill 87 that Governor Scott signed into law about a year and a half ago that eliminated a lot of the red tape to the foreclosure process.
It still takes a while, right?
I would
think, from
an uncontested foreclosure, once the lis pendens, the notice of pending legal action is filed against you, you can be out of there in as little as 30 days right now, given that you don't contest it.
Does that really happen?
Yes, it is happening, and that did not happen before House Bill 87 was signed a year and a half ago. We are looking at minimum 1 year, somewhere 2 to 3. And even heard Lee, there was a case in Miami, 12 years. 12 years of somebody living in a home without paying on the mortgage. And so there's still a lot of backlogged inventory to get through. And so we're starting to catch it up. So the last year was actually my second best year on record for a number of sales. I put away 250 units last year, which was tremendous. And my second best year, my best year prior to that was 2009. When 2010 came along, the robo-signing scandal that rocked the banks about their illegal foreclosure practices, and that put David Stern's office out of business, who was controlling about 50% of the foreclosures in the state of Florida. And that really put a stop to a lot of the foreclosure flow. So we went through about a 2-year period of a very slow inventory coming through the pipeline. But last year there was a lot, and this year is predicted to be a lot more. And so I think we got another couple years of heavy inventory, but it's only 1 to 2% of the market, but that's still a lot of properties out there. And a lot of people, I think there's a lot more out there than what there really is.
Right. So for the people who think that it's drying up, it's not. We still have a good number of foreclosures coming out. Okay. No,
absolutely. But and on top of that, some people are seeing, their properties come out of negative equity now, and with the rise in values that we've seen, about 20% increase since 2012. Most of that increase is in the newer homes built post 1995, and due in large part to the institutional investors that came into the marketplace. Places like Central Tampa and the older homes, maybe 5-10% increase, but but inventory starting to build again. In 2012 and 13, there was a tremendous demand from people, and all these properties are going multiple offer situations. But now we're starting to see a leveling off of that, and inventory starting to build again, albeit slowly. We're still at low inventory, and probably about a 5-month supply of inventory out there. 6 months is a good stable market, and but hey, you can get more information over at my website, TampaBayRadio.com. Got a lot of these properties. I and my team work with about 45 different banks and asset management companies.
We'll do that. We'll go on your website, Jamie.
Got a great week of guests lined up for this week. In studio tomorrow, we're going to have managing partner Rob Ledford with the architectural firm Baker Barrios in studio, along with Mark Sharp, former Hillsborough County commissioner and also chairman of the board for 2013-2014. He'll be in studio with us tomorrow. He's now with the Tampa Innovation Alliance, so he's going to be talking to us about his new project. And also on Wednesday, we're going to be talking with relationship coach Jody Agard. We're going to have fun with that one because I'm going to bring Marilyn in here, my ex-girlfriend / fiance, and we're going to just go at it. And we're going to let her coach us.
I'm going to stay away from that.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be here for that one.
No, that one's going to be fun. So you want to hear that one. So anybody that knows Marilyn and I know that we can't talk 1 minute with each other without arguing about something. It's all fun arguing.
I have to say I miss this in the office. You guys were pretty entertaining.
Yeah, and she worked with me for several years also. She's not currently in the office, but now, Stella's used to listening to us bicker back and forth constantly. Also on that show, Mayor Buckhorn's going to be calling in, talking to us about what's going on in the Channel District. And then later in the week, we'll be talking with Dr. Kerry Elk and Malcolm Tennant, expert contributor. He'll be doing a full wrap-up on what's going on in the reverse mortgage markets. He'll be in here on Thursday along with Jim Yeager with the Remodeler's Corner. You'll see him in here every Thursdays at 8:30. He's also an expert contributor to the show, as is Malcolm Tennant. And on Friday, we got a gaming specialist, Rupert Megnaud, Chief Executive Officer of Burnout Game Ventures, all about gaming, and he builds games and creates games, and pretty interesting character. So pretty excited to talk to him and kind of relive some of those old days of Nintendo and PlayStation and all that stuff. So looking forward to a great week of guests this week.
I remember the first game I invented. It just included a bottle. That was it.
Just a bottle.
Just a bottle, yeah.
That is Jim McPeak here. Let me go ahead and bring him in here. So people are like, who's that guy over here? Jim McPeak, he's with McPeak Real Estate Firm. He is also an expert contributor to the show. And also, let's go ahead and bring in our guest, Martha Vivero. She's a real estate broker with V&V Real Estate. And she started her company with a partner, and they changed their business model during the recession to focus on property management and created the Elite Investor Program. And 11 years later, Martha is an expert in the real estate field with experience in negotiating contracts, rental services, and international sales. Martha, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, Jamie. How are you?
Great. So tell me a little bit about your firm and your take on the real estate marketplace right now.
Actually, Jamie, just as a correction, B&V Real Estate was my former firm. I was partner in there. Now it's MV Real Estate. I've gone ahead and gone solo.
MV Real Estate?
MV Real Estate, correct.
So tell us a little bit more about what you're seeing in the marketplace. I know you've got a lot of real estate experience. So what's your take on what's going on out there right now?
I think the market is very, very hot. I think a lot more than what people actually think it is. Usually my first question that I get from a buyer is, how are things in real estate? Things are good. Things are actually very busy. If you put in an offer on there, you're usually outbidded. I had 2 clients that we submitted offers on, and we were either competing with 12 or 17 offers. So right now, you've got to be ready. You've got to know what you want. And when you do, you got to go ahead and move forward. And if anything, you have to put an offer above listing price. So I think the market's getting a lot better. I think we definitely still struggle. Like I agree with you with the foreclosures. There's tons of foreclosures still going out there. I represent the Latino market. I know what they're still going through. So I definitely agree with that. I think it's going to take some time. I think short sales will definitely stay along for a long time, which is something that I am not so thrilled about. But I think also the process has gotten better. I think banks are learning to be able to handle things a little quicker, even though I don't think it's quick enough.
Now, talk to me a little bit about your path from, to entrepreneurship. You would come over. Did you live in Columbia and grow up in Columbia?
I lived in Columbia for about 7 years, on and off. I grew up in New York, Jackson Heights, Queens, and then I moved here when I was younger.
Tell me the story of how you got to opening up your real estate brokerage. I always love to hear the stories of how people get to become business owners.
when I first started in real estate, I was about 19 years old. I got my real estate license. I worked actually for Coldwell Banker. I was their receptionist in the New Tampa area.
Okay.
After that, I went on ahead. I sold property. I did very, very well. I'm a hustler. I'm very, I wouldn't say I'm completely aggressive, but I will definitely push to get what I want. After that, I was married at the moment. My husband at the time was like, oh, wow, you're doing so great. You're bringing in better paychecks than I am. Let's go ahead and open up our own firm. And I said, sure, not a problem. So at 21, I became a real estate broker. I hired about 45, 50 agents underneath my license at the time. And then the recession hit. And that's when B&B Real Estate created the Elite Investor Program.
Okay, let's hold that point right there. We're going to talk to you a little bit more about the Elite Investor Program when we come back from the break, and also talk a little bit more here with Jim McPeak of the McPeak Real Estate Firm. But if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation.
When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life.
From the Bright House Network's traffic center, stop-and-go traffic continues on I-4 westbound from Alexander Street all the way to just before McIntosh Road because of an earlier crash that's still on the left shoulder. Heavy delays northbound on 275 from the hump of the Howard Franklin into West Shore. Have a crash now reported in Riverview on 41 northbound at Riverview Drive, and watch out for a crash still being cleared on Kennedy Boulevard westbound at Nebraska. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamston Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Increasing clouds today with a 50% chance of rain this afternoon and a high near 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 53. Then tomorrow, the skies will start to clear and we'll have breezy conditions with a high of 62.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You're going to find my show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ, and you also find past shows of my radio show over at TampaBayRadio.com. In studio today, we're talking with Stella Giudicelli, Coldwell Banker, and the lovely co-host of my show as well. And we were talking prior to the break there with Martha Viveros of the MV Real Estate Firm now. Sorry about that. I didn't know you had updated the thing. I was looking in your prior bio there, but I see the new company now. But tell me about the Elite Investor Program that you have going on.
The Elite Investor Program was something that actually my partner at the time created at B&B Real Estate. The program was actually very suited, similar to what Lee Kearney does. And actually, we probably did tons of transactions with him during that course of time. The program is suited for investors to invest on low-income homes to create pretty much a pretty good cap rate. Now it's kind of hard because, of course, prices have definitely gone up. It was set up for us to be able to retain a home for you with you doing very little work. Then after that, we would go ahead and rehab the home for you. We would then rent it out and manage it for you during the course of time. Of course, if you ended up selling with us, we were a brokerage, so we can list it up for sale at retail. But mainly it was meant to help investors create a portfolio in their investment without doing very little work. It was a whole 360, pretty much into it.
And are you still, the program still are in use today or no?
No, I went ahead and separated. I went on my own as MV Real Estate due to the changes, of course, in my personal life as well. And I've gone back into the market as a retail brokerage, which is something that has definitely, it's a little different in ways. My partner now handles that side of the low income investment property, so I'm very familiar with that.
And I noticed you brand yourself La Diva. I
Yes.
mean, that's kind of creative and enticing. Tell me a little bit about why you call yourself La Diva Real Estate.
When I opened up MV Real Estate, when I separated myself on my own, I reintegrated myself into the market, into sales. For about 7 years, I was a broker manager of V&V Real Estate. I managed 30 employees, 45 agents. So I sat behind a desk on a daily basis. I worked in corporate, basically. I was the head of corporate. I managed HR. I gave verbals. I fired people. What did I not do? And handle customer care for my own company. So when I reintegrated myself back into sales, I had to come up with something that would make it quirky. I am quirky. I am fun. But at the same time, I'm a fashionista. I love, clothes. And at the same time, I like what I do. I have a passion for what I do. I believe that in real estate, there's tons of realtors out there. There's tons of mortgage brokers out there. There's tons of title companies that come after my business. But the only people that actually make their dreams or their goals happen are people that actually stand out. And it's funny how I read Entrepreneur Magazine all the time and their articles, and they say into your logos, it make sure you think about incorporating a cartoon into it. And I came up with the diva even before the article was read. We figured out that the diva, which is my little cartoon to my logo, is my gecko of the Geico. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what makes me stand out. I go to a network event and people, I've seen you. I've seen that little girl.
The power of creating a brand definitely sets you apart from your competition. So I want to come over here to expert contributor Jim McPeak of the McPeak Real Estate Firm and kind of get your story as well. I mean, you're a real estate broker, owner of your company. So tell me a little bit about your path to business ownership.
Well, I've been doing real estate for about 30 years. Started back when I was just 5. No.
Just 5? Real estate law requires you to be 18 years old, by the way.
That's true. And one of the things, my oldest son, who actually works with me, he manages a lot of rentals. We do a lot of rentals. So if anybody out there needs a rental, give us a call. We'll take care of you. What he did when he was 17 is he took the real estate class and actually passed the class, but couldn't take the state exam till he was 18. Now, when he was 17, also between 11th and 12th grade, he went to the Army National Guard basic training. So the Army basic training, the 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. So he graduates in 2005. Now he's 18. He can go ahead and take the real estate exam. Well, he had to go to tech school for the Army because they let him, do the rest of his high school year. So he graduated in 2005, went to tech school. So last week at tech school, they said, you got orders to Iraq. We need to cross-train you now. So then they cross-trained him, sent him to Iraq. He was over in Iraq for 6 months, actually at Abu Ghraib prison, taking care of all the prisoners there. And then he came back and tried to take the state exam at that time. Well, it was when he was 17 is when he took the class, so he didn't pass. They put it that way. So they went back, did the rest of this tour in Iraq, came back, and we finally got him going. He got into it. I want to thank Howard and Ann over at Bob Hogue Real Estate School because they really helped him out. They actually set him in the back of the class, and Howard is an actual Air Force officer, ex-Air Force officer. So I really appreciate all their help. Helped him get him. He's now he's doing great. He's been doing real estate with me for quite a few years. Does like I said, he manages all the rental stuff we have. We have over 100 rentals, so anytime you need to come in, and when you say how did we get started, we kind of got restarted back in the same time that everything dumped. He actually kind of spearheaded it, saying, let's do the rentals, because there wasn't anything selling. Everybody was losing their house, so we did need to do rentals. So we actually started doing rentals.
So your son came up with the idea?
Yeah, my son actually came up with the idea, yeah. And I was kicking and screaming the whole way because I didn't like rentals, but now we love them.
Yeah, rentals are a challenging thing to, one, manage and also to make profitable. I mean, tell me a little bit about your business model and how you handle property management within your firm.
I tell him to call James. I'm serious. I just let him handle everything. It's not something that we make a large profit off of, but we help people when nobody else will. When you call 90% of the offices out there and you ask, can I get into a rental? They go, well, we have one rental. If you want to see it, we'll show it to you, but we don't do any others. We actually show other people's rentals. We'll take them around just like we're doing a buyer, We go above and beyond when it comes to rentals. So that's one of the things that helps us out.
So I have to give you credit for that, because what you just said is very true. How do you work with these clients? Do you charge them a fee for the day to show them properties around? How do you work this out?
All of our services are free to buyers and to renters. When they come in, we get paid by the owner. We don't have any charges up front or anything. The only charges you would have is an application fee. And in that application fee, we don't even get paid for the application fee. That goes to the brokerage that whoever you're applying for. And that's hard for some of the people to take, because when they're disapproved, they have to go to another brokerage. Well, state law says you can't share that information. So whenever you make an application at one place, then you have to go to another place and make an application. What we found out over the years is who will take the applications and who won't. And we try to save the people as much money as we can, because we don't want you selling out $100, $150 for applications all the time. We don't make anything off of it, but we try to protect our clients.
Can you re-explain what you just said? Like some people take applications and some don't. What do you mean by that?
Some companies out there, and I'm not going to state any, but they will take 20 applications on one rental, knowing that it's a good, hot rental. And they'll make lots of money off the application fees, but they're only going to give it to one person.
Okay.
One of them that did it quite frequently has kind of stopped it, because we do not like that. We just felt that was something they were taking advantage of the consumers out here, because you don't know.
So you would know about that and protect your clients.
Yes.
To put applications.
We would let them know this is not the place you want to put an application in.
Yeah, I mean, also a challenge with working with renters is there's just not a lot of room in a property management contract to compensate people to show properties and stuff, and so that's another challenging aspect when renters contact people and everything. Martha, are you currently working with property management in your firm?
No, we currently don't work property management. We referred everything out and sold it off to another company.
Okay, so Jim, real quick, we got a quick minute here. What's your take on the real estate market? Are we looking positive right now in the coming year?
Yes, very positive. In the real estate market, the best time is right now for buyers. Interest rates are low. Actually, prices are low too. And there's two key things out there right now. Foreclosed homes are great. But the other thing, let me plug in Jackie Grabenhorst. She is one of the agents at my office, and she is excellent with new homes. And she will get you into a new home sometimes with $1,000 out of your pocket, and at closing, you may get that $1,000 back. I mean, she knows the new homes inside and out because she's worked for two of the top builders in the past, and now she works with us, and she is great. So if you have anything, let me know. We'll help you out.
We'll talk a little bit more about that coming back from the break. That was Jim McPeak, expert contributor to That Business Show. And if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. We'll be back in a moment.
Your house here.
What?
No, really, it's me, your house. We gotta talk.
Seriously?
Yeah, look, did you know I'm wasting your energy and money?
Oh, the electric bill.
Exactly, but Tampa Electric can help.
Really?
Sure. Just call Tampa Electric for a free home energy audit. An energy analyst will come over and inspect my ductwork and insulation.
For real?
Check windows and doors for leaks. Examine heating and cooling systems. Look at all the places I waste energy.
Wow.
The analyst will recommend energy efficiency solutions and even offer you rebates. How cool is that?
That is cool. Hey, wait a minute, House. Have you always been able to talk?
Yup.
Then why didn't you?
Didn't want to creep you out, man.
Uh-huh.
Get your free home energy audit and start saving energy and money at your house. Call Tampa Electric today at 813-275-3909 or visit tampaelectric.com/save. Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. We're the Bay Area's free buying resource. We're here to help you find solutions and avoid scams 5 days a week. Trust Dale Radio Monday through Friday, 11 to noon on 1250 WHNZ.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. With one phone call, you'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. It's a free service, so call now.
Call now, 800-908-0586, 800-908-0586.
It's time for the Morgan & Morgan Legal Brief.
A firm's mission statement defines your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We take very seriously our obligations to our clients, many who come to us in their most desperate hour. Our mission is you. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
This report is brought to you by Robitussin. Robitussin, the #1 pharmacist recommended brand for cough, cold, and flu combinations. Robitussin has a dual-action liquid that instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful relief of even your toughest coughs. Robitussin. Don't suffer the consequences. Control your cough with Robitussin. Use as directed.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, heavy delays continue on I-4 westbound from Alexander Street all the way into McIntosh Road because of an earlier crash that still blocks the left shoulder. A very slow ride on 275 northbound from the hump of the Howard Franklin into Kennedy Boulevard. Near the Kennedy exit, there is a crash, but it's all off to the side. And still have a crash in Riverview on 41 northbound at Riverview Drive. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. We'll see the high today reach around 70, some low 70s inland. Cloudy to start, then we'll see sunshine by the afternoon. 70% chance of showers today, and temps tonight down into the mid-50s. Impact Radio 1250 winds.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. If you're finding me on the air for the first time, this is a new show just launched last week, and you're going to catch me here weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ. You can learn more about myself and also catch past shows of That Business Show over at my website, tampabayradio.com. And also you can find all of my pre-listed properties over there and my properties, because I am a real estate broker with Coldwell Banker. Again, over at tampabayradio.com. And also you'll see all of our upcoming guests for this past week, including the mayor of Tampa, who will be in studio with us on the 11th.
Oh, so he'll be in the studio with us, or he'll be calling in?
I'm not certain yet. He's on the schedule, so I don't know if he'll call in, or hopefully he'll make the appearance. So sometimes, on live radio, some people have to cancel last minute. One of our guests today, Scott Tellinghusen, unfortunately got stuck in traffic, just like my expert contributor last week, coming down to the Veterans. Anybody's listening to the show right now and you're on the Veterans, you're probably sitting in traffic right now. Right. Get off the Veterans. It's the worst road out there for coming into South Tampa from up north. Great path of getting to Tampa is Florida Avenue when you get down to the northern end of Tampa. Florida Avenue is always clear down in the morning and with very little traffic in the morning. So,
and you know why I want the mayor to be in the studio, right?
You want to talk to him about that happy video that you did, right? Or that he didn't want to participate in?
Well, he did. They actually called in and said that he will be on the happy video that I've made, and then after that they canceled. So I want to discuss the matter with him.
Yes, that was quite a production that Stella put in about a year ago now, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when that happy song that was all over the airwaves and driving me crazy, and then they had that 24-hour video of Happy that was on the website, which I
tried to watch that.
Which I challenged anybody to sit there through 24 hours of that Happy song and actually remain happy at the end of it, which is just impossible. But Stella did her own production of Happy Tampa, which was a phenomenally done job. You did it very professionally, and it's up on YouTube. If you go over to YouTube and then you just put in Happy Tampa, right? It comes up. And how many views have you got on that thing now?
More than 13,000 right now.
13,000. And you did it completely on your own. You had no compensation for that. It was just your own motivation. Tell me a little bit why you did that again.
Well, it's just that I've seen that people were duplicating the official video of William Farrell, Happy, and I keep seeing on YouTube, and it was really fun. And I kept typing Happy Tampa, and no one would do the video. And I'm like, of course, Tampa is a smaller place, and New York has it, Chicago, San Francisco, and we don't have it. And at one point, I had to put my fist on the table and say, that's it, we're making this happen for Tampa. So no resources, but contacted a friend of mine who's an actress, told her, I think you and I should be on the video together with a hat and dancing. And it's funny on how, when you have an idea, how it grows, and like from the idea, waking up and every morning and wanted to make it happen and no one knows about it, to actually making it a reality. It's such an interesting process, like being by myself and then talking to people, and then it grows. So then she contacted Tony Stinyard, and he filmed the video, and the three of us went in the streets of Tampa and got great ideas, and then people wanted to plug in, and kids, and I thought it'd take us an afternoon. We went to Hyde Park Village, and I thought it was just a great setup, and we do a few filming there, and we'll be done. It took us a month.
Oh, wow.
And so we met a lot of people, but the excitement around it and what it took to the idea to actually put it on YouTube. What's in between is actually very,
Yeah, and you got some pushback from YouTube on the copyright as well, right? I remember they took your video down, and you had a fight with YouTube to get it back up.
Very stressful, actually. Yeah, very stressful after all of this work. But copyrights, but actually, the producing team of William Farrell actually allowed people around the world to do it. So we went and back on, but it was a little stressful.
And it's a great video. Again, head over to YouTube, just type Happy Tampa, and you'll see the Happy video that Stella Giudicelli produced and put together just because she wanted something to do. So it's definitely a great production.
Well, and it was a gift for Tampa to stay forever. And it's funny because I had Tony yesterday on Facebook putting that Happy Tampa won the award because, William Farrell won yesterday for his Happy Tampa. Well, not Happy Tampa, but for his Happy video. So we took it very personally, and we said, yeah, we won too. So.
Well, today would be a good day to show the Northerners Happy Tampa. Or we could show them today's weather as Happy Tampa.
Absolutely. So let's go back over here to Jim McPeak of the McPeak Real Estate Firm. Before the break, we were talking about the new homes market, and that's not an area that I have really any experience in. Tell us what's going on with the new homes market.
Oh, we have a lot of exciting things going on in the new homes market. There are several builders that we work with, the D.R. Horton, Lennar, Cahovian, KB Homes. They all have special programs. One of the programs right now that you can get into is a USDA program. $1,000 out of your pocket. You can buy a brand new house. Payments anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a month, depending on your credit and everything. And you may get $1,000 back at closing. We have a couple good agents. Jackie Grabenhorst is really good. She's been in the new home business for a long time. I also have Meloni Allen, who helps out. She actually has listed a couple homes here in just the last few weeks and helped the people sell those homes and buy brand new homes. It's a great opportunity to buy a bigger home and move up right now.
So there are new home specialists in your team?
Yes, we have new home specialists. We have rental specialists. We also have listing specialists.
I see. That $1,000 back at closing, where does it come from? From the builder? From
Well, actually, on the HUD, it'll actually state if we have the builder pay all your closing costs, the $1,000 is just to hold the property. And then when it does the HUD is the closing settlement statement. They may have enough money in there that they pay all your closing costs, so you actually get your earnest money deposit back at closing. May not get all of it, you may only get half of it, but getting into a new house with $500 out of your pocket is pretty good.
Right. So this is your guys' strategy. That's what you try to do.
We try to help out our consumers, our people that work with us. We try to help them as much as possible. Get them into a new home with hardly any money out of their pocket.
I see that.
I'm going to go back over here to Martha. She was talking to me a little bit off air about a past failure, and it's so important to for the entrepreneurs that are out there that are listening to me, that you learn from your failures. And I want to get the story from Martha. So tell me a little bit how you turned a failure into something great.
Pretty much closing down B&B Real Estate was not a very easy thing for me. I went through a divorce in 2014. I closed down my business all in 1 year. So that could be very hard on someone,
How did it fail, though? Tell me about the steps that led to the failure and how you were able to rise from the ashes, so to speak, like the phoenix.
Like my logo. B&B Real Estate failed because I think that the formula was a beautiful formula. I think the Elite Investor Program was a beautiful idea. I think it was, it needed better managing and better staff to be able to hire a crew of 20 contract workers and be able to manage people off field and in field was a very hard thing to do. When I managed my employees that did the rentals, that did the management, that did the servicing to close for the deals, they were in my office. But you would need to have a field supervisor to drive out at 4 or 6 sites that were undergoing construction, and rehabbing, and then also follow up with the rental agent. So I think that the program was a beautiful program. It was a beautiful idea, but it lacked more fine-tuning. And because it lacked the fine-tuning, I think that the program just dissipated, lost tons of money. The staff workers just pretty much, I would say, raped us. Mm-hmm. In that case, in the event, we closed down V&V Real Estate. I sold off all of our property management into another company, actually a hard money lender that we work with and we still work with. Mm-hmm. And then within that, I recreated myself. I think that MV Real Estate is a whole nother me. I think the me that lied dormant for years behind a desk, I think I do better at sales than I actually do at management. Mm-hmm. I have charisma. I love handling people. I speak Spanish. I represent my Latino community. And they love me. They love the fact that they can be able to say, I can look up to Martha and pretty much take it from there.
I'm glad you speak Spanish. I've always wanted to learn how to speak Spanish. And at one time, I got, some people might not understand this, a 33 1/3 LP to learn how to speak Spanish. And a couple words I found out was escríbelo por favor. And I could say that, escríbelo por favor. I couldn't say anything else. And if you know what it means, do you know what it means?
Of course.
And
write it down, please.
Write it down, please. So then they'd write it down in Spanish. I'd like, okay, I'd look at it and smile and say, no hablo español.
It's funny because I dated a Puerto Rican girl for 12 years in Maryland. I talked about at the beginning of the show. And
God bless you.
And we're going to, like I said, I've talked about on the beginning of the show.
He's still alive.
On Wednesday, a relationship coach is coming in. I'm going to bring her in here, and we're going to have fun with that because we have a lot of issues, cross-cultural issues and stuff. So we're going to have some fun with that. Jody Agard, relationship coach, is going to be in here on Wednesday with us. But, I still have not learned any of that language other than just basic phrases.
What about you, Jamie? Is there any failure that you'd like to share with the audience that you found that you could overcome and took you to the next level in your career or in your life?
Well, when I started in real estate, it was definitely a struggle. For the first year that I was in real estate, I sold one home and I, just kept on going. But I didn't let that dissuade me. I always knew that it's about relationships and it's about finding the right match. So, I struggled for my first year in real estate. I had spent 6 years in the phosphate industry, and I was just your typical 12-hour working person.
Which is tough to imagine, knowing you today and how an entrepreneur you are, mm-hmm. and how you can just take any challenges or any project and you find out about technology, you make it happen, and do you think you were just it's great too, but you have an entrepreneur personality.
I spent 6 years working 12-hour rotating shifts, coming into work every single day, made your typical $40,000-$50,000 a year, but I wasn't satisfied, and I knew that there was something more in me, and I'm sure there's a lot of something more in every single person out there that's listening to me. And I just finally one day said I need to do something different, and thought about what I was going to do. Number one, I went back to college because I had dropped out of college when I was 20 years old after Florida Southern. I spent 2 years there over in Lakeland and got my degree in finance and got a license in real estate.
You stopped before your degree?
I'm sorry, what's
Did you
that?
stop like in your first year, or at what level did you stop?
My junior year, because I was a chemistry student out of high school, and I write about this in my book, Secrets of the REO Agent, that'll be coming out here very soon. But I wasn't ready for college. I had come out of West Virginia and went to Florida Southern, and I really came to Florida because I wanted to leave West Virginia. So I packed my bags and just came here with nothing other than what I could fit in my 1987 Ford Mustang, and spent 2 years in the program. And I joined a fraternity, and I was literally the guy who showed up on test day, and I didn't study. I was in the bar every single night and drinking. And come my junior year, that didn't work anymore because I was in physics, upper level calculus, upper level biology classes, upper level chemistry classes, and
You need to study at one point, right?
yeah, and I was failing every single class in my junior year, and I just made a decision to drop out, bounced around from job to job. Finally got a good job over at Cargill, which is now Mosaic, which is down in Riverview.
So if you're a great failure, real estate is really good for you.
Yeah,
right? I agree.
But anyways, in my I was 27 or 28 after 6 years in the phosphate business.
Where you met Marilyn?
Yes, that's where I met Marilyn too. That's a whole nother story and everything right there. But got my real estate license in 2006. Went back to school at the University of South Florida. I knew that was the first step because everybody was discounting my abilities because I did not have a college degree, and that's what held me back at Mosaic. I applied for job after job after job, trying to get out of the laboratory where I worked and tried to get into upper management. Every time they shut me down for some union employee or some engineer with a degree. So finally one day I got tired of it, and I said, I just went, I applied to school, and I just started the process.
And you studied?
And I studied. I ended up graduating. I transferred in 59 hours with a 2.4 GPA, graduated 2 years later with 135 credits, 4.0 GPA in my remaining classes. 4.0. 4.0. Well, I take it back. 1 B+ in an elective history course. Everything else, though, 70 plus hours of business, A+ and A's in every single course. So, yeah, I really put my head in the game, and 2 years later I came out with a degree in finance and then started in real estate. So, got to take a quick break, but if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash-out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
This report is brought to you by Robitussin. Robitussin, the #1 pharmacist recommended brand for cough, cold, and flu combinations. Robitussin has a dual-action liquid that instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful relief of even your toughest coughs. Robitussin. Don't suffer the consequences. Control your cough with Robitussin. Use as directed.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, we are still seeing heavy traffic on I-4 westbound from Alexander Street most of the way in towards McIntosh Road. The good news is the earlier crash near McIntosh has been cleared from the roadway. Heavy delays continue northbound on 275 from the hump of the Howard Franklin into Kennedy. That crash near Kennedy is still off on the side, and we still have a crash reported on 41 near Riverview Drive. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Increasing clouds today with a 50% chance of rain this afternoon and a high near 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 53. Then tomorrow, the skies will start to clear and we'll have breezy conditions with a high of 62.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning into That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. I want to go over back to Jim McPeak of the McPeak Real Estate Firm. Now, I know you have a strong background in military service, and you got something coming up this week with the VA, so tell us a little bit more about this.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Jamie. Thanks for asking me. Yeah, I used to belong to the Boy Scouts. I was an Eagle Scout, and then I joined the United States Air Force, was actually in the Air Force from 81 to 85. My oldest son, as you know, he was in he was an Army National Guard, and ended up in Iraq for a year. My youngest son is joined the Navy, did the submarine training school, and is currently stationed at Pearl Harbor right now.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things that I've done in real estate is I've tried to help veterans and educate them. And then I found out when I was in Texas for a 5-star REO retreat, there's a group called the VA Reps, and they actually help educate veterans. They're a 501c3 organization. They help educate veterans on how to buy houses, how to sell houses. They educate them on everything. They also help out dramatically with a bunch of their sponsors and everything. And this Friday, Jamie, they're giving away a free house to a Vietnam veteran in Dunedin, Florida.
Oh, wow. Very, very impressive. And you're involved in this. What's your role in this again?
I'm actually heading up the Tampa chapter. Mm-hmm. And like I said, they wanted to look for people that had military background. A couple of the people that's coming in to work with me that's from different offices is Tim Gross. He's actually with your office. Mm-hmm. He's coming in to work with us on that. Actually, Frank Popolowski with Schooner Properties. Yep. He's coming in to work help out the veterans. I have myself, James, my oldest son, which is a veteran, and I also have Deidre Stone that works for us as a realtor, and she is also an Air Force veteran.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So those courses. Are they regular? Is that courses that you offer regularly? Or?
Well, we try to do seminars where we educate them on the different products. As a veteran, you actually have a VA loan, which you can get into a home with no money down. And a lot of people don't understand how it works. There's a lot of things that play into that. You have to have a credit score. You have to have an income. What we do is we help them establish the credit if they don't have credit. We guide them on how to get their credit score up if they do have bad credit. Different education products like that.
So how can people find more about those programs?
They can just contact me at the office, 813-495-3875, or they can actually email me, mcpeakjim@gmail.com.
So let's go back over to Martha Viveros. I want to get a little bit more input from you as well. So tell me, what drives your motivation, and what is your ultimate dream or goal in real estate right now?
My ultimate dream and goal is to be able to help out a Latino that's either looking into purchasing a property for their first time, or an affluent Latino that's looking into moving into the States or having a vacation home. So my target niche is going to be pretty much mainly my Latino market. Now, I do have developers that are, approaching me, can you help me find some lot? I want to be able to sell some of my property. I want to be able to build. That's definitely something that we're open. And actually, I do have a rental agent on board with me that if we cannot get you approved, we will find you a rental. But that's not something that per se that we are advertising. Mm-hmm. My personal ultimate goal, it's quite ambitious, I would say.
Well, let's hear it. All entrepreneurs have an ambitious goal. I mean, mine is to, be the king of all real estate and radio, both, but I don't know if I'll get to both of those. But anyways, that's my, short goal.
I think that...
2-week goal?
Yeah.
I think right now my goal is to hopefully aim to attain to be able to sell 50 transactions this year in total within my between my agent, my assistant, and myself. So we'll see how we do with that and pan out. I definitely want to open up the Latino market. I want to expand over to the Miami and the Orlando area. So I am driving out to the main metro market areas when it comes into a certain specific price range. I have some alliances out there. I'll be in Orlando actually on Sunday and Monday. I'll be listing a property out that way. And again, it's another Latino leader out in that area. So that's something that I love. I love culture. So whenever I get to do this, it's like almost like business and pleasure.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about your background. You're Colombian, correct? So,
Correct.
And you told me you came from a very traditional Colombian family. Tell me a little bit about some of the traditions that us, Americans may not be accustomed to when dealing with the Latino community.
Oh, I definitely know that there's a complete different culture shock, especially not that I want to go into my personal life, but with dating. It's different when you are Colombian and there's someone from a whole different race, or even within our own race, Hispanics. We have different cultures within ourselves. The Colombian culture per se, we're very, and I think that's where most of my motivation comes from. We're very hard workers. We're very driven. It's a country that's undergone a lot of narcotic wars, and it still goes under it. It's a lot better, but because of it, it raises a lot of kids that we're very studious. We like to go to school, but we also want to come out and be able to provide for our family. And I think that was one of my biggest motivations growing up. I wanted to be able to help my family. I wanted to be able to say I can send them money, even though I made it here in the States. And we're very, very motivated people. We're good people. We love to have fun. And that is, we live for the moment. We're happy people, no matter the circumstance. And Colombia is actually voted, I think, number 3 in all the world of the happiest country, even though minimum wage is $400 a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I will definitely say the Spanish are a very festive people. I mean, we were talking earlier about, my ex-fiancée, Marilyn. The cultural differences between us can't be understated. It's hilarious how festive she is and how kind of boring and basic I am. That was one of the things we always would fight about. So I got about a minute left, but Martha, real quick, go ahead and give your contact information out on websites for people who can get in touch with you.
Sure. It's MV Real Estate. You want to go visit ladivaofrealestate.com. My number is 813-601-6077. Love to be able to help you out.
That was La Diva of Real Estate.
.com.
There's the importance of creating a brand in the cartoon. So all the entrepreneurs out there listening, make note of that. There's a lot to be said about creating a brand. And I always tell people, buying from people scares me. Buying from a brand does not, because your brand is your reputation right there. So importance of creating a brand. Real quick, come back to Jim McPeak. Thanks for being in studio. Contact information, how people get in touch with you.
Oh, sure. It's mcpeakjim@gmail.com. That's my email address, and that's like Peak Performance. And then also mcpeakteam.com, or you can do flhomesweethome.com. Either one of those will get you to us. And we appreciate working with anybody, rentals, new home buyers, foreclosures, whatever you like. We're there to help you.
Thanks, Jim. Great interview. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Jim, for both being in the studio. Also, thank you to Stella Giudicelli for joining me in studio today as well. On tomorrow's show, we're going to be welcoming Rob Ledford, managing partner of the architectural firm Baker Berrios, along with Mark Sharp of the Tampa Innovation Alliance, former Hillsborough County Commissioner and Chairman of the Commission as well from 2013 and 2014. So we'll be on tomorrow again at 8 a.m. Take a moment to visit my website, tampabayradio.com, and I will see you all back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.